Hey everybody, just a couple more minutes here. We're going to get started. Got some people that have been messaging me to wait a couple minutes, so we're going to do that and get prepared to get this thing kicked off. If you're just joining us, we've got a couple more minutes. We got some stragglers that have asked me to wait, just so you know. So take a minute and get ready if you need to. I'll be back on here in just a couple minutes. Thanks, guys. Hey, everybody. I've got just a couple more people that we're waiting on that have messaged me, so thank you for being patient. If you could just wait a couple more minutes and we'll kick off here. If you've got anything that you need to get ready, notepad, get your internet fixed, whatever you need to do, just take a couple minutes for yourself. I'll be back here in just a moment to get everything started. Thank you so much for jumping on this webinar. I had a lot of people reach out after we were getting some pretty intense results for some of our clients, and I apologize for the glare. getting some crazy results for our clients. And so I decided to put on this free webinar to show you step by step what we're doing as we're advertising our clients' business, as we're teaching these people to advertise themselves, what kind of results our real estate agents, our insurance agents, fitness guys, that they are getting from these very, very simple ad strategies that you can utilize. First of all, I'm Grant Wise. For some of you that don't know me, I am the owner of our Masterminds. We're a newer training and technology company that's been around for about 6 months now, very new, very fresh. I started this company whenever I was kicked out of my own real estate company, and was kicked out for reasons that, new age versus old age, and I had 7 partners that really didn't agree with my methods. And there's still a lot of people that I take on as clients that don't agree with my methods, but they get, and these are the types of results that I wanted to show you today. And so what I'm about to show you is step by step what you need to do to set up an advertisement on Facebook, what you're going to need, how you need to target it, how you need to write it, and then how you need to communicate with these people. And Heath Powell from Grant Cardone Enterprises, he's in a meeting right now. He'll be with us. He'll be joining us in about 30 minutes, right in time to start the communication process. So we're going to be on here an hour to 2 hours. If for any reason you guys have to leave, don't worry. We're recording this so we can send you the link. If at any time you guys have any questions, I'll turn the chat bar on periodically. You can also private message me on Facebook. I'll make sure that we get all of your questions answered. We want this to be a lot of value to you. I want you to personally be able to start using the things that you're learning right now. And by the time that this webinar is over, I want you to be able to start implementing these things and seeing results before we're even off. And if you do it right, I know that you can. And the person that does is actually going to win free our social media bootcamp program that we have coming up. That's about a $1,600 value. So I'm going to jump right in here. I'm going to disappear from the screen, but I'm going to share my my Facebook strategies or my Facebook screen with you so you can start seeing these strategies. And if you're ready to take notes, here we go. 1 second here. So this is, of course, my Facebook screen. I'll try and get any messages off as possible. But what you're going to need when it comes to setting up Facebook advertisements is you're going to need a business page. As you can see over here in my left side column, I have a lot of business pages. Typically, your business pages will actually be right here. But if you see this little icon here, you can actually click on this and you can add it to your favorites, which will move it up into this bar right here. I manage a number of different people's social media through my personal account. But I'm going to show you just one of my business pages. This is Realtor Masterminds, or our Masterminds, so we call it. It's a simple page. It's descriptive as to what Realtor Mastermind is. If you go to the About section, you'll get some nice descriptions of our Masterminds. And as you go here, or if you go anywhere, make sure that whenever you're entering or creating your page, that you're very descriptive and you're not salesy. We try not to be salesy with anything we do. We just try to add value, communicate who you are, what you are, why you are. You can't sell products right now. You're selling stories, and that's incredibly true. We're in a transparent marketing world, and people know you're not perfect. They just don't want to see you act like you are. So remember that as you're working through your social media, to be transparent. And I'm not saying you have to share every life detail, but be open about who you are and share your story, because that's what people want to read. And if for any reason you guys have me at all, please do not hesitate to send me a message and let me know. I've got my volume turned up. We should be good. So you need a Facebook business page. If you want to run advertisements, you need a Facebook business page. The next thing that you're going to need is a lead page, a landing page of some sort. I have a couple that I use so that you can see right here. If you go to tryfrontdesk.com, Tim Chermak, Genius Marketer, has a great website right there, a great market suite for anybody in business, really. That's a good one. One that I've been recently using quite a bit is ClickFunnels. Yara Golden, I saw something on Facebook, jumped on a webinar for 3 hours, and then signed up with ClickFunnels, ran some tests, and have had some absolutely amazing results. So if you guys want the links to either of these, just reach out and let me know, and I will make sure that you get them if you want them. Some other ones, then I can talk to these guys. I can talk to Tryfront, and I can talk to ClickFunnels about getting you a 2-week or a 30-day trial period. They typically have no problem with that, so I don't know why they would now. If you're looking for some free landing pages that you can use, one that I started with was Wufoo, and another one that I've seen people use is called Instapage. These are just free landing pages that you guys can go out and use. The purpose behind these landing pages is to collect information. When somebody goes to your advertisement, they should receive a link or a call to action that's going to take them from where they are on social media to your landing page. If you have a website, you're taking them from Facebook to your website. Now, unless your website is friendly enough that you can alter it very simply, I've urged a lot of people not to just send them directly to your website. Send them to somewhere that information can be exchanged. So step one, make sure you have a business page. Make sure type of lead page or landing funnel that can be utilized to collect information so you can swap information. Step 3, you have always got to make sure before you put your advertisements out that your follow-up emails are written. I'm going to show you an example from a client's perspective. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to log in. I have a couple clients that are per with me, demonstrating a couple of the things that we do. Sorry, wrong spot. Always, always, always make sure that your follow-up is written. You want people to instantly receive emails through those systems. If you don't set them up before you run your advertisements, in most cases, you will not set them up to run your advertisements, and they're definitely key. And there's a series. A gentleman by the name of Ryan Deiss, R-Y-A-N, Deiss, I think it's D-E-I-S-S. He's the CEO of Digital Marketer. Outstanding organization. I just got back from San Diego a couple of weeks ago, where I attended Traffic and Conversion, which was a great marketing summit. And those guys are definitely on top of their game. Your email series has many purposes. Initially, your email series is designed to indoctrinate people with who you are. It's designed so that people can catch a glimpse of who you may be. For instance, Tanya, who she is as a real estate agent, what her story is, why she does what she does. Alicia, which I believe is on this webinar today, Alicia and Clint, thank you guys for being with me. We're in the process of writing up their email series telling the story of why credit is a business today. They've been in business, I think, 13 years, a long time. Have done some magical things with Credit Diva. And people want to know the story, and that stuff's even on their marketing material that they hand out. People want to know who you are and why you do business today. People want to know why. People want to feel something whenever they go to do business with you. When I was at Digital Marketer, they showed a number of slides of Walt Disney and different websites today that are turning that experience into an online experience. So when you're creating your marketing, think of that. How can your customer page and just feel something? Feel something that's going to make them want to give you information. Feel something that's going to want to make them swap information with you. How can you make them feel good? Once you have these first 3 steps done, only then can you start writing your advertisements. It's very important, very, very important that these first 3 steps are done. You can run advertisements without a Facebook business page. So you need to make sure that you have a good Facebook business page, very descriptive, something that tells a story, something that attracts people. Step 2, you want to make sure that you have some sort of lead, landing, sales pages established so that you have somewhere for your leads to go. That's very important. Step 3, you want to make sure that your follow-up systems are in place. You run your advertisements. Before, in a lot of cases, these customers are going to get emails within 2 minutes of subscribing to whatever it is you have to offer them, or 30 minutes. And you want to make sure that when they do, it's a nice, comforting welcome. You don't just want to drop out there and sell something. How can I help you? How can we get you in this place right now? How can I get you this product right now? I made that mistake for a long time myself. But with that comes education, right? There's another reason that I wanted to jump out here and provide this value to you guys. I don't want you to have to make the mistakes and take the time that I had to easily learn this stuff much, much sooner. So make sure processes are in place. And whenever Heath jumps on here soon, he's going to tell you a little bit more about communication, how to communicate, when to communicate when a lead comes to the table. So what we're going to do now that you know the very, very important first 3 steps of this process, we're actually going to create an advertisement. I'm going to show you step by step what you need to do whenever you're creating that advertisement. So give me just a minute here. I'm going to go over to this page of somebody we're in the process of creating an advertisement for. I'm going to use Blackburn Financial. Blackburn Financial is an insurance financial institution, retirement advisement group based out of Oklahoma City. And they put on seminars, I think, every 3 weeks. And so what we're about to do is run some traffic to the seminars that they're getting ready to do to increase their attendance. So I've got the business page. This is a newer business page. We just are working together. And if you look right here, I have the funnel. Now I Just to make sure, can everybody hear me properly? I just had somebody reach out and say that she couldn't see anything. If you guys can see everything, just to make sure, I've opened up this chat bar. Go ahead and type in that you can see me. I want to make sure that you get all this information. If for some reason you can't see me, please message. We want to make sure that you can see this content. I'm going to give you just a couple minutes to make sure everybody can see everything, okay? All right, guys, I'm going to kick back off here in just a second. I think everybody's good. So you see our landing page here. We just created this landing page yesterday. It's a seminar registration landing page done through ClickFunnels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this actual I'm going to open up the actual funnel to the URL link. So this is going to bring them to the landing page for this seminar. As you can see, I've got a timer on it. The timer is displaying when. Sorry for all the messages that are coming in. One sec again, guys. I've just got to make sure everybody's seeing this. I apologize for the inconvenience. 1 second. All right, guys, we're back on. I'm sorry. For any reason you can't see or hear this, just send me a message, and I'll make sure that you get a YouTube link. Some have a Gmail account, maybe harder. So I've got a YouTube link that you should be able to check in and see that. For anybody that messages, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to make sure that everybody can see, so I'll break periodically. But from where we were at, you've got to have your landing page. And so we're over here at Savvy Social Security Planning. This is a pop-up that people will see. But what I have here is I have my attention grabber, this free seminar, Savvy Social Security Planning, what baby boomers need to know to maximize retirement. And I can see that this webinar, this seminar starts in 27 days, 2 hours, 36 minutes, and some seconds. If I scroll down a little further, I get some more information. This is kind of this is the copy that we've written. This is something that they typically would put out in a mailer that we can see grabs the attention and really uses logic to draw them into registering. And what you have right here is a testimonial from somebody that's actually been to one of these seminars and how that's helped them. And if you want to of that Social Security seminar, you want to see the functionality of this page, just go to this link right here, savvysocialsecurityplanning.info, and go ahead and write that down. And you can see hands-on what we're seeing, what this funnel will do, how it will take you through. You can see when the event is, again, how many spots can be registered, and who is putting the event on. provides information. Now, this, you don't have to do this. And I urge you, typically, unless you want the phone calls, don't put down your personal cell information. From a real estate perspective, your personal cell phone is your business, so definitely use that. And instead of saying, feel free to call me with personal questions, feel free to call or text me with personal questions. AT&T did a study back in 2012. I think Sean Mathis provided this information. He said that 86% of people do not answer their phones. And that's certainly relevant. I think Mr. Powell got some information to help you guys with those types of things. And then we talk about what they're going to learn at this seminar, when their benefits begin, how the age affects, yada, yada. And you can see if you go to this on this is what I love about ClickFunnels and TriFront Desk for that matter. If you go to this page on your phone, it automatically suits this page to a phone, so nothing gets thrown out of whack. Very good landing page. So on this landing page, there's nowhere to gain personal information. I'm going to go to an example right here of one for to see more information about this home. Well, I've got my call to action. I've got to enter my my first name and my email address. Now, typically, if that's all you can get is first name and email address, that's good enough. Your email marketing needs to be on point, which will further sell people into why they should fill out more information or why they should subscribe or keep subscribed to your emails to gain whatever it is that they're attempting to gain. So you can see here, this doesn't have that, but it does have a call to action to register my spot. So if I click on that, here, it's that same pop-up that popped up before. Register your spot now, yada, yada. So once I enter this information, enter my name, and I'll do this really quick. If it will allow me to fill it out again. So I'm securing my spot. It's going to take me to this other page, which is going to tell me, okay, thank you. Here's your ticket. The seminar begins in 26. We're going to this right here is something we've still got to remove or write in something different. Obviously, compliance-wise, insurance agents can't give away those types of devices. And that's another thing. We do a lot of this advertisement for other companies. If you're unsure whether you're compliant with your advertising, that's very important. Real estate, people of financial industry, retirement planners, for example, please make sure to verify. Get in trouble, and we certainly don't want you to get you in trouble. If you have questions, a lot of times we can answer those because we've done so much work for these agents, but your company does have a compliance department that's dedicated to social media marketing. So reach out. A lot of times, especially in the insurance world, we found companies like New York Life and State Farm and the list goes on, have pre-made social media posts and advertisements that work and convert, and that's perfectly to your advantage. It means you don't have to go out and create anything. So take that into consideration whenever you you're creating those advertisements. The less you have to create, if there's already something out there that's proven, that's certainly what you want. So now I've exchanged my information for something I wanted to Blackburn Financial. So I got my ticket, they got my information. And that's what's being accomplished here. It's the communication. We say this time and time and time again in business. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And that's very, very true. This is a relationship industry. No matter who you are, what you do, it's a relationship business. If you're selling some product online, that's one case. But most of the people that we work with are in a relationship type of industry, whether that's credit, whether that's real estate, mortgage, insurance, fitness. You're building a relationship with people. So this process right here really kind of jumpstarts that process. When we're talking about value in exchange for value, I don't know if this will let me do it either, but I would have clicked on this advertisement because I wanted to see this house. And so now it takes me to a video where I'm going to get to see the full walkthrough of this house. Sorry, I'll put that on mute. So when you're thinking about your business, this is called on this Social Security page. There wasn't more information to grab because you got everything you needed. That was the value exchange. Here, all I had to do is input my information, and I got to see this house. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. For insurance, it may be a quote. I had to enter my information, and I got the quote. Exactly what was said was going to happen happened. But what I'm pressing for here is more information. I get to enter more information right here to access more information from the real estate agent. And if the only thing that I get from a marketing perspective is this address, this email address right here, and their first name, I can rely on my follow-up processes to gain more information. It's a form of retargeting, further selling people on why they should provide that type of information. So that all being said, now I've got to write the advertisement. I've got everything in line. So what I'm going to do with my copy, with my advertisement, is first I'm going to grab attention. And Brent sent me over some great buzzwords. I'm going to use a funny one. Buzz phrases. I'm going to use somewhat of a comical buzz phrase that he sent. Give me just 1 second here. Sorry. So this is an advertisement targeting women, obviously. So first I'm going to grab attention. Women, did you know that you could collect Social Security benefits from your it's definitely going to grab somebody's attention, somebody that's been mad at their ex for years, or somebody that's been through situations that would love any opportunity to get back at their ex. I've actually sat in on one of these Social Security seminars, and all the older single women just start chatting back and forth like crazy. It's hilarious. But from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter the link. Make sure that that's spelled correctly, and always type in something like follow here, click here. Psychologically, we're programmed to follow instructions. So whenever you're writing your advertisements, make sure that there's that's what they call it, a call to action. You're calling somebody to act on your behalf there. So now we've grabbed the attention. We've got something that's really going to suck somebody in. Well, absolutely, I would love to collect Social Security from my ex-husband. Now think just for a moment. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, 60 seconds here on this right now. And if you're on your Facebook creating an advertisement, I want you to play with this right now. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's called imperfect action. What's your attention grabber? What is your lead magnet? What are people in your industry looking for? Is it somebody looking to buy a brand new Audi? Is it somebody that needs their credit repaired? Is it somebody that's looking for a property, a house that is going to grab somebody's attention? And looking for six-pack abs. What is your lead magnet? What's your lead phrase? So if you haven't already, take a second and write that down. What is it? All right. Now, if you have a video that you want to play, that you've made, that's your sales video, that's what's grabbing, that's what's selling people on your Facebook from clicking to the next page, or to, not from, rather. What you can do is you can end it right here. So then what you would do is you would just add a quick photo or video right here, upload photo or video, and you can, once you click on that, it'll prompt you to go into your files and update that. And you can end it right there. If you're marketing with a picture, not a photo, you can stop it right here. Absolutely you can. I would urge you to do some more selling. From what I've seen, a little bit more copy to further sell somebody on why they should click is a good thing. Ryan Dykes, one of the things that he's very good at is the gain, logic, fear. This right here would be gain. Women that your ex-husband could, you could collect Social Security off your ex-husband. Okay, I'm going to gain information from following this link. And then I'm going to use logic. And of course, I don't know that I'll actually put this advertisement out there. I'll probably shut it down whenever I create it, because Brett has to approve everything that I do to make sure that we remain in compliance. But just for an example here, and please know I'm just having fun with this. I would not do this on your behalf. And as I said, I'm going to delete. Wouldn't it be great to collect money for all those years you've been left unhappy? Follow here. So now I'm using logic. Well, I mean, logically, heck yeah. I mean, he made me so miserable, I just can't even stand myself. If I can collect money that he owes me, so on and so forth, I'm going to do it. So insert your link. So then you've got to take 30, 60 seconds now and use logic. Logically, why would somebody click on that link? We've seen gain. What am I going to gain? I'm going to gain the knowledge of how I can do this right here. Logic. Wouldn't it be great to collect money for all those years you've been left unhappy? Follow here. Okay, now take 30 to 60 seconds yourself and write down what your logic response is. Okay, we've got that. So if you've decided to keep on going, if you've decided that you're going to add more information to your links or to your copy on Facebook, I urge you to go one more level. You can do this in a couple of ways. You can use a PS. So I could put, thank you, Brent. In some cases, guys, we actually even urge you to lowercase, spell your name with a lowercase letter. This gives it a very personal touch, which is important when you're marketing like this. We'll put PS. from a Social Security perspective, you know, if there is a timeline on these types of things, there's, I think Brent said there's a couple different scenarios where this is the only way that this would be the case for these specific women. And of course, this is just to be funny. And I apologize if we have anybody out there that gets offended by this, but this is just a advertisement. Time is limited. The older you get, the less likely we can help you. And then once again, follow here. And then we draw that link out. So think of that. That's the fear, gain logic fear. So scarcity sells more product than anything you could think of. There's a company out, Teespring, that does, I think, 6 figures a month. Did $1 million their first year from the scarcity aspect of sales. You see why I put this timer up here is to create a scarcity reaction. See, we probably won't get a lot of hits on this, being that it's 26 days out. But where my scarcity comes from is that you better register now, because though there's 27 days left, there's only 26 spots left. So what does that tell me? It tells me these guys stay booked out. I gotta make sure and register my spot. If for some reason I can't make it, I'll call them and let them know. So this this timer is great. Now, I was on a ClickFunnels webinar 2 weeks ago, and I believe they said that at the 2-day mark is when they got their greatest response, because scarcity sells. I was listening to Damon John at the Traffic and Conversion Summit. He was talking about how he ran into a gentleman outside of a restaurant that said he wanted to be a rapper. And the valet pulled his car up, and his car was twice as expensive as Damon's was. And he asked him what he did, and he said he sells T-shirts. He said, every Wednesday I put out a T-shirt. And I said, you got till midnight tonight to buy your T-shirt. I sell out. I take them over to drop ship the next day. I have no inventory. I have no overhead, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of powerful, powerful ways to sell online. When you're in the credit business, when you're in the auto industry, when you're in real estate, you know, you see all these sales that are out there. Some sales, for instance, on holidays that, you know, sometimes that really aren't that important. Some believe that we have those sales or have those holidays so that we can have those sales. And that creates a scarcity. If you sit back and think about it, you act now so that you can get that benefit. So whenever you're writing your advertisements, take that into account. And I'm sure by now you've already written this stuff out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install a picture. I didn't install a video, so I'm going to install a picture. And I'm not saying, just so you know, that if you want to install a video that you can't write out copy like this. You can write out whatever kind of copy that you would like. I strongly suggest that you write as much as you want, as different as you want, so that you can test and find out what's converting. I forgot I'm not on my computer. Give me just 1 minute here. And this is just an example. Use all the images that you can of your own to make it feel real. With Social Security, it's a government thing. You know, there's not a lot of realness to it other than the testimonials, and we'll use those. We'll definitely use testimonies. So I'm going to show you some of our ninja tricks when it comes to using testimonies. Another thing that you need to know is that Facebook will not allow you to advertise something that the text of that picture is more than 20%. So when you take that into consideration, make sure there's not a lot of text on your image. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to post this. I'm not going to leave this up for a long time. Like I had said, everything has to remain in compliance. I've got my call to action. I've got my copy written. I've got my links implanted. I got everything that I need to. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to promote this post. So now I can see I've got the post. I refreshed it, so this little button would come up right here. I'm going to give you a pro tip right now. Stop boosting your post. Or at least stop boosting it from right here, because all you're doing is giving Facebook money if you don't know what you're doing. And if you have, accept it, take your losses, and go on knowing that now you will know exactly what you need to do whenever you're creating an advertisement. So I'm going to go right over here to promote, and I'm going to use my ads manager. From this ad manager, I can see right here that I can create an ad. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to log out really quick and jump over to Brent's account. Sorry, guys, to create this ad. So right here, and as you can see, if you're on your home page, right here on pages, you can create an ad from there. But I'm going to go back to my ads manager, and I'm going to create. So this is going to ask me what do I want to do? Well, I want to boost my post. I want to optimize for page post engagement. If you have a video, you can see down here a little further that you can get video views. If you put out an offer, you can run advertisements to do whatever it is that you're trying to do. And so realize that. So you're going to boost your post. It's going to prompt you to give the right page. Then it's going to prompt you for the actual post that you would like to boost. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to hit continue. Okay, targeting comes into play. Now, Brent's from Oklahoma City. That's where their office is located, so that's why Oklahoma City is pulled up right there. Plus 50 miles. Brent has a lot of demographics in Oklahoma City that we specifically use. I'm going to be somewhat generic here. But typically, who has to worry about Social Security? It's nobody at the age of 18, and I, as a 24-year-old, know more about Social Security than I probably really ever would want to. Some people start planning early. So what we'll do is we'll start at 55. Think about who your customer is. And a lot of you know who your customer is. I'm going to show you how to get around that here in just a second. But between the ages of 55 and 65 plus, that's who needs to know about Social Security. Both genders need to know. Nobody in Brent's office speaks any other language than English. So I'm going to make sure and type that in. One thing that a lot of people don't do is they don't fill out this information, and that's killing you. See, a lot of people think that this big number right here is a wonderful thing. And if you're advertising throughout the entire country, yeah, it's great. But the more specific you can be, the more leads that you're going to generate with less cost and higher. That's why social media is such a wonderful, wonderful use of funds, especially if you don't really have any money. Excuse me. Social media gives you the ability to generate those leads at such little cost. And I'm going to show you why right now. So interest would be Social Security. Right here, I'm going to click on it. Now, look at this, 3,000 people. I know that there's 3,600 people between the ages of 55 and 65 plus in Oklahoma City that have expressed interest in Social Security. Now, if you have, here's another one, Social Security, it's retirement planning. These are all keywords for Social Security, financial planning, savings, welfare, retirement. All of these things are keywords for Social Security planning. And as you look here, you'll see that the potential reach of this has shot up. So how further Can I go? Retirement, that's Social Security, pensions, insurance, investment management. That's, you're getting the point here. Look at what your product is, look at who your client is, and see right here how specifically you can target them. So I'm going to stop right there. I could go on, but I'm going to stop right there. So the next thing I want to look at is behaviors. As you can see right here, I can see, digitally what kind of client they are. Do they make Facebook payments? Do they are they admins, etc. I hope you guys saw that. Sometimes, sorry, I can see through all these things. Now, one of the things that's very important to understand is that people are looking at this on their cell phones. They're not catching a lot of this data on a desktop. So behaviors would be smartphone owners, tablet owners, smartphones and tablets, smartphone and tablet users, new smartphone and tablet users. Let's see. That's not on there. But okay, so I know now I'm targeting people that use smartphones and tablets because that's the type of people. I want people with smartphones. Maybe with the older demographic, well, you really can't with the flip phones. But if they had those capabilities, if flip phones had those capabilities, you target people with flip phones. Targeting people, especially an older demographic with tablets, helps from a visual perspective. And this is just a fun fact for you. If you have the ability to get your presentation onto a tablet, you're more likely to close a transaction. That's a simple thing. But that's because people are buying on tablets right now. They're looking up the information. They're looking up as much information as they possibly can on their smartphone. And then they're buying a tablet, or they're buying on a tablet. Or say I've got this product just down the street at a local store. I'm going to look up every piece of information I can on my smartphone before I walk into that store. Why? Well, I don't want to be sold. I don't want somebody selling me something. Somebody just messaged me asking if screen had frozen. Everything looks good on my end here, so I apologize if you're having any issues. This will be recorded so you can watch. Up the information, and then I'm going into the store to purchase. I don't want to be sold something. I'm afraid if anybody on here knows me, you know that I will buy anything if I have the money. And right now I don't, so don't call me. If I have the money, I'm a buyer. If I like a product, I'm a buyer. I think maybe Alicia, she probably knows me better than anybody on here, unless Bridget's on. I'm a buyer. If I believe in something, I'm going to buy it. So I don't want to talk to somebody that's going to sell me something, because if I already want the product, I don't want to sell myself. People trust the internet more than they trust you. Write that down. And don't forget it. If somebody in your family says something that you don't believe, what's your first action? You're going to Google to check them out. You're going to Google to make sure they got their answers right. People believe the internet more than they believe people. Send that out right now on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, hashtag our masterminds. People believe the internet more than they believe people. So how can you market to that? With knowing the behaviors of your consumer. And Facebook's actually going to teach you some of the behaviors of your consumer. And you can get a lot more specific here. But one of the things that I want to do is show you demographically something that you can target that a lot of people don't realize. You can target people's relationship status. You can target their education level, where they work, what they work, how they work, financially, what their income is, what their net worth is, what type of home ownership they have, their ethnic background, what generation they are. Baby boomers, well, obviously I'm targeting baby boomers like that. You can target parents. Politicians use this politics thing religiously. If you look at Facebook, goodness gracious, it's political this, political that. And so this is a politician's dream. I know I'm going to be able to advertise to these people because these people are talking about politics all the time. So Facebook's going to push my traffic in their face. Remember that the next time you go out and talk about politics, your Facebook news feed's getting ready to get flooded with politics. And they can target my life events. Guys, this is big. This is ninja stuff like I was talking about earlier. Sorry, guys. That's Heath. I want you to play with this for just a second. I got to take this call really, really quickly, and I'll be right back. We got Heath Powell that's just joined us, everybody. Give me just a second. I'm going to take care of, get Heath muted real quick so I can finish my part before I introduce the man, the myth, the legend. Okay, so back to what we were saying, and Heath, I think you're on now. If you can hear me, brother, you're good. You can see here what you have the ability to do now. So then what you're going to do is you're going to set your budgeting. You guys know your budget better than anybody. I got real estate agents right now that are spending $5 a day a month, and they're getting hundreds of leads. That's right, $150 a month and getting hundreds of leads. And Facebook shows you right here what your estimated daily reach is. They show you exactly how many people they're going to put you in front of. And so if you're running an ad for a day, set a lifetime budget. If you're running an ad that you want to run continuously, make sure you set an end date. Make sure you watch because Facebook automatically jumps to the next month. Make sure you're finding the right month. So I'll target the 16th. I want to spend $20 a day. I'm going to reach 3,400 people a day. And right here I can see how many people or how much money I'm going to spend in total. Okay, give your ad set a name so that you know. Savvy, Social Security planning, women advertisement. Okay, so going down a little further, what you're going to see is where this advertisement is going to be placed. The desktop news feed, the mobile news feed, which you can now see, and the right column. What I want you to look at, guys, is how many people you're going to reach. And then what I want you to do is remove the right column and see where that number lies. Went up to 200 people, so I want you to leave off. Always look at the right column because we call it, what do we call that? We call that a right sidebar of doom. You don't want to land over there because nobody's looking over there. Keep that in mind. And then you have your connection type. Guys, you can target this to people that like your page. You can target this to friends of people that like your page. You can exclude people that like your page. Apps, people that are after certain events, advanced combinations. You guys can get in there and play with that a little bit. I'm not going to touch on it because we got to get Heath on the line here in just a second. But what I'm going to do when I'm done is I'm going to place my order. Facebook's going to review advertisement, and they're going to tell you if it's good or if it's not. You have to make sure that you remember Facebook regulates everything. If they don't like your advertisement, they'll kick it back. You can certainly find out what they do and they don't like from there. So once you've got your ad out, let's go back over here to our ads manager. Once we have the advertisement out, it'll show you right here in your ads manager. It's in review. This right here is a report of what your ad's done and what it's doing. What I can do right here, and I'll do this right before I jump over to Heath, you can click on View Report, and Facebook's going to show you what's happening with your ad. Very important, depending on what you sell and who you sell it to, demographically to know how this advertisement's being seen. So we know it's what the ad is, dates and all those things. But look right here. Newsfeed on mobile device is getting 5,000 plus hits of the engagement. That's huge. Look down here. External ads on mobile devices. Your mobile traffic is all or almost all of your traffic. So keep that in mind whenever you're marketing. We can see over here that this is a higher ad. This ad got shut off early, I believe. But we're spending $19 per 1,000 impressions, $23 per person's reached. The CPC, cost per click, is a little high. You want that to be below 12 to 15 cents. We want those numbers to be a lot lower. But this is just what I'm showing you that you're going to get. Now, right here, full report, you can click on general metrics, responder demographics, video actions. You can actually see on average how long people are watching your video for, website conversions, etc. So let's go to demographics here. We see that for some reason there's men 18 to 24 that are looking at whatever advertisement was out there. This was a life insurance ad, that's right. So that would be why. We see that we have a lot of engagement with these age groups, but we know that's the point of this. We know. We can see who's looking at this, and that helps us understand who we should target better as far as ads go. And I'm going to show you one last thing. I promise, Heath, we're almost ready for you, man. I'm going to show you. Facebook shows you over here on this bar right here what your advertisements are doing as they're happening. We ran advertisements for a local fitness studio. This was only a day. We optimized the ad for video views. You can see that if you click on this right here, it's going to show you demographically who's watching this, what device watching it on. Is it a man or a woman? So we know that if we're going to target more with this Snap Fitness video, we're going to target it more to women between the ages of 25 and 54. And we know that we're safe if we cut out these other age demographics. We know that we're almost safe to cut off the desktop news feed and drive all of our traffic to the mobile news feed. We know those things. Once you have these things done, you're going to start seeing activity. And Heath, if you're there, man, I'm about ready for you. Somebody's going to click on this advertisement. You're going to get that contact information. Now, there's a lot of forms of communication, and I'm going to show you a ninja trick as far as retargeting goes. That's a little advanced. What I want Heath to talk to you about is from a communications perspective. How does that communication start? Whenever I bring on a new lead, what happens to that lead? So, Heath, are you there, my man?
I am here, Grant Wise. I'm in the house.
All right, Heath, guys. I reached out to Heath, and Heath is one of the top producers, top closers, master closer, master problem solver for Grant Cardone Enterprise. One of Grant Cardone's top guys. Heath helps run Grant Cardone's University, something that I'm personally on. I definitely urge you, if you guys, after you hear Heath talk, if you have any questions about further what Heath's got going on, you check him out. He's already told me that if anybody reaches out, he'll hook you up with some free access to Cardone University so you can see what it's all about. This man is a mentor to me, and it's with a great honor that I introduce Heath, the Dominator Powell, who's going to talk about what happens when you get that lead. How are you going to create a powerful and effective greeting to convert into more appointments, which leads to more close transactions. So, Heath, my man, if you're there, you're on, my brother.
Excellent, excellent. Hey, thank you for having me, Grant. I really appreciate you.
And Heath, just so you know, your video screen's off, so nobody can see you. If that's how it's going to be, that's just fine. Just so you know that.
Yeah, I had to call in Grant on my phone, so that's the reason why the people can't see.
Okay, perfect. So Heath, When a lead comes in, what are we supposed to do? What do we do with that information?
Excellent question, Grant. What you need to do is attack it immediately, like a pit bull, like a hungry dog on the back of a meat truck. I mean, you got to attack it fast. Speed is power, especially when you're talking about handling, internet conversion. You gotta call that lead immediately. So the first thing you need to do is you need to set a process in stone, put it in writing, put it in front of your face on a daily basis until you do it over and over again to where you don't even have to think about it. But the first part of that process, Grant, is pick up the phone immediately, dial the number. Don't think about what you're gonna say. You start thinking about stuff too much, man. You start getting into call reluctance. Hoping and praying you're going to say the perfect thing or exact thing to get them excited or interested. They're already interested. They put in a lead. So pick up the phone and call them. That's the first thing you need to do. And you need to do it within 7 minutes, because after about the 7 or 8 minute mark, Grant, I know you're already aware of this, but for our people listening, is they actually start to lose interest.
They start losing interest. That's absolutely right. What happens if they don't answer the phone?
Then I'm immediately going to send them a text message. And then I'm going to follow up that text message. I'm going to send them an email. And I'm going to wait an hour. I'm going to call them again. If I don't reach them a second time, Grant, I'm going to send them a selfie video. From a smartphone.
Those videos are pretty powerful. Video communication.
Absolutely.
Video communication, that's a powerful thing.
100%.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Heath, I got a question. Somebody just asked,
sure.
What is the difference between an online lead and a lead that just walked in the door on your showroom floor?
Now, just to make that clear, Grant, I mean, there really is no difference. The only difference is, one being in front of you face to face, and the other one being, you're going to make point of contact with them via phone or email. But basically, man, they're there for one thing, for one reason only, man. That's to get information. They're not there to meet you, to see how you're doing, what your interests are. They're there for one thing, and it's information. So you have to load them up with as much information as you possibly can. A lot of people make the mistake of trying to hide or withhold information. They don't want to give them too much information. A lot of these sales trainers, they say, well, look, don't give them too much information. Look, they're going to get information from somewhere. If they're not going to get it from you and you're not going to give it to them voluntarily, they can hit what's called google.com and they can get information. So I'm going to load them up with as much or more information than they possibly need, so that way they can make an intelligent decision while we're on the phone call together before they even hang up.
That's awesome. And absolutely true. And that's kind of like what I was just saying, guys. People trust the internet more than they trust people. So don't be afraid to add value to somebody. You guys are on this presentation. I've charged people thousands of dollars for this stuff. Don't be afraid to add value to the people that you want to bring on as clients or the people that you hope to work with someday. The people will make a decision on their own whether they want to pursue. And you definitely want to add value to those people. So while you're going through this right now, think about, how can I add value to my future clients? How can I add value through the internet? And Heath, I appreciate that. I got a couple more questions here for you.
Absolutely.
What do I do if a lead's not communicating with me very well?
Oh, that's a great question, Grant. Whoever typed that question. So what we're going to have to do is, and before this even becomes a problem, see, if you're trained and you're prepared and you practice and you drill and you rehearse every single day on every possible scenario, then you're not going to run into that problem. But until we build that muscle and we actually, practice and drill every day, and we're not as prepared as we should be to actually run towards objections and not running away from them, is what we need to do is we need to ask good questions. Some of these questions may be hard, they may be difficult, but you got to ask questions because you have to get them engaged. Because communication is the two-way street. If you're the only one talking, and you're not getting the customer to open up, and I say customer, client, because you have to position yourself with altitude before you go into any call or live visit or any presentation. that you already make a postulate into the universe that they are already a client. They're not a prospect. You know, you have enough, you know, can-do attitude, commitment, confidence, certainty, conviction that, you know, I believe in myself, my product, my service, my idea, my company. I believe in everything. You know, I am the best. I have the best product. I have the best service on planet Earth, and this guy's going to be a client right here. So you got to get them engaged to answer your question.
Awesome. What, you know, I know you go through this all the time because you don't just teach the stuff, man. You actually do this stuff. You're still one of the top producers for Grant Cardone. And so you're using this stuff. What are some of the most common objections that you hear from people that maybe don't want to set an appointment? Maybe in the greeting they're just not sold enough. What are some of the objections you're hearing, and how do you typically overcome those?
You know, I try not to go into a call thinking about an objection that I'm going to hear. I'm trained enough to where I can kind of, you know, on the fly be able to handle any objection or complaint. But just to let you know, I mean, you know, a lot of these people, you know, on the call are going to hear things like, I'm busy, I'm not interested, call me next week. So to be able to handle any objection, and everybody listening, you know, we're going to do another webinar on closing in the very near future, but just to give you a little sample what we're going to talk about, if you're taking notes, I hope you're taking notes because I'll make you a lot of money right now, is 90% of objections are not really objections, they're complaints. You know, I'll give you an example. I mean, you know, not just selling, but every day in life. You know, two people standing out in the rain, and one says to the other, man, the weather sure sucks, it's raining all over us. You know, is that an objection or a complaint? It's a complaint.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What are some of the complaints that you hear over the phone when people may not want to set an appointment or something like that?
Yeah. So to answer your question, I just wanted to give you a backstory on it, is what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to an agreement. The first rule of selling is always, always, always agree. So I'm going to go to an agreement. You know, the guy says, I'm busy. Totally understand, sir. It's the first time we've talked. I wouldn't expect you to make any time for me. I'd love to give you a call next week. What day works best for you, sir? Monday or Tuesday? Oh, call me Tuesday.
Are you still there, Heath? Guys, I had some technical difficulties there. Hopefully we get him back on. But I hope you grasp the concept there that most of the stuff is overcoming objection. The things that sorry guys, overcoming objections. There we go. Overcoming objections or complaints and getting your way. It's all in the art of selling, all in the art of persuasion. You absolutely need to become a student of the greeting, of how to break in and start communicating with people once that lead cycles in. You need to know how you communicate with these people whenever that lead comes in. From what Heath told us, and like I said, Heath does this day in and day out, that you know, excuse me, you know you're going to pick up the phone and immediately call them. And the faster you can do that, the better. The faster you can do that, the higher your closing ratio increases. It's said that the average response time for an internet lead is 44 hours. Can you believe that? I would imagine that all of you out there, if somebody waits 44 hours to get back with you when you've logged on to see about a product, well, you're done. You've lost interest. You almost even get upset. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Why are you calling me? You're reaching out to expect the fastest. Yeah. We got Heath back on the line here. Heath, you were talking right there about objections, and we apologize for the inconvenience, but you were saying if somebody jumps on the phone, go back into what you were talking about. If somebody is on the phone and they're saying that, oh, I'm too busy right now, and you were asking, you know, okay, when's a better day, Monday or Tuesday?
Oh, yeah, hey, no problem, sir. Yeah, I'm going to go to an agreement with them. I totally understand, sir. No problem. Hey, when's a better time for us to connect? Call me next week. Absolutely, sir. I'd love to call you next week. What day typically works better for you, sir, Monday or Tuesday? I'm going to try to narrow it down, because what you have to do as a salesperson, as a closer, and keep in mind, guys, the close is the most important step of the selling process. They're all important. Meet and greet, walk around, good presentation, sell yourself, your product, your service, your idea. But if you don't close him or her, then you're not going to make any money, and all those other steps are really done in vain. And even in your greeting, your point of contact, meet and greet, you're actually closing right now, because I'm getting them to the next step. So closing them on an appointment, if he's too big, the example, I'm going to do all.
Hey, Heath, I think you're breaking up a little bit there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Sorry about that, guys.
Perfect, man. No problem, buddy. I take responsibility. So what you're going to do is you got to do both sides, meaning you got to be the salesman and closer, and you also have to be the prospect, the client. So you have to do both sides of the work. So what I mean by that is you don't wait for him to respond when you say, hey, when's a better time when we can reconnect? It leaves it too open. So, hey, when's a better time when we can reconnect, sir? One day next week, maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday. Yeah, call me Tuesday. Excellent, sir. Love to call you Tuesday. Actually, Tuesday is my favorite day of the week. What time would you like me to call you, sir? Morning or afternoon? Call me in the afternoon. Excellent, sir. 3 p.m. or 4 p.m.? Call me about 4. Now, this is not a solid appointment right now. He's saying call me around 4. This is not solid. I haven't called him out on it. I haven't made him wrong. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock it down. I'm going to make it solid. Excellent, sir. I cannot wait to talk to you next Tuesday, sir, at 4 p.m. Would you do me a favor, sir? Yeah, what's that? Can you get your pen and paper out and write it on your calendar, 4 p.m., Heath Powell. I'm from Grant Cardone's office, sir. #1 sales training company on planet Earth. I promise not to waste your time. I'm going to hang you an extra $1 million on you. Right now, I'm getting attention because you know what? His ear is probably still warm from the last 100 guys that called him. But I'm different. I don't want to sound like everybody else. So I'm going to get his attention. Once I get his attention and he commits to a time, then what I'm going to do is, sir, if you could put it down for 4 p.m. Tuesday, I'm going to call you. I look forward to our call, sir. Sir, one last question. What's that? What's 1 or 2 problems that you're trying to solve? You have to find out what problems they're trying to solve, because people pull triggers for one reason, and that's to solve a problem.
Absolutely.
Once he tells me what he's trying to do, what he's trying to solve, man, I know I got the hook in him now. All I have to do now, guys, is get him back on the phone and reel him in if I don't close him right now on the phone call. And now I can just bring him in the boat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a lockdown close for this appointment. So if you're taking notes, write this down. Sir, would there be any reason whatsoever that you would not be able to take my call Tuesday at 4 p.m.? You still there, Grant?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry. That's great. And one thing that I noticed is that, of course, agreeing is the #1 rule of selling. You've got to agree on everything. But another thing I've noticed is your attitude whenever you're talking to this person. You seem so powerful, so energetic, so happy to be on the phone. Can you elaborate a little more on that?
Sure. Yeah. It's just fundamentals of the greeting, your point of contact. And before I go into that, Grant, that's a good question. I think it's important for our listeners to know, what the actual word greeting even means.
Absolutely.
Just so they have a better understanding of it. A lot of people, if you ask them, how do you think the greeting's important? Oh yeah, I think it's really important. Excellent. Hey, what does the word greeting mean? I don't even know what it means. So that's the problem. That's the problem with society nowadays. So, but if you really want to get good at something, you want to learn something, if you have any misunderstanding about it, even just the word itself, you have to go clear it up. So look it up in the dictionary if it's something you don't understand. But greeting by Merriam Dictionary means to address expression of kind wishes upon meeting or arrival. So you want to make them feel welcome. Hey, look, welcome to my home. Welcome to my office. Come in. How to position yourself in the greeting is you got to be confident. You got to be uptone. You got to have a can-do attitude. You got to be enthusiastic. You got to have certainty. You got to have conviction in yourself, your product, your service, your idea, your company.
That's absolutely right. How and when you're on the phone with somebody, or whenever you may be going back and forth email how can you make sure that your people feel welcome? And typically that's with a good attitude. If I'm not wrong there, Heath, you've got to be excited about what you're doing. You don't. It's not that you even have to be. It's that you get to be. If you don't love what you do, you need to stop doing it. But
Yeah,
having a good attitude,
absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
having an
Yeah,
outstanding attitude when you're talking to somebody, that's so important.
oh, so
Heath,
important, Grant. And one of the ways to make them feel better, on the call is after you make them feel welcome. Thank them for their interest. Hey, look, I just want to say thank you so much, sir, for taking the time to call me or email me, how it exists. But hey, look, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I'm going to be able to help you. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm here for you. Anything that you need, I'm going to answer all your questions. I'm going to service you better, sir, than any other salesperson on planet Earth. Anything that you need, you let me know. It's done. It's handled. I got it.
awesome. That's so awesome. Heath, have you ever been in a situation where the buyer, he wouldn't call you, but he would text back and forth with you, he would email back and forth with
Absolutely.
you? Yeah. How do you think was the
Absolutely.
best way to handle that? Did you try and get him on the phone, or did you just try and close him via text? How did you do it?
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you brought that up, man. I'm not gonna drop any names, but I was working a client of mine that I knew was going to be a client a year ago, and I don't know if he knew it yet or not, but I knew it a year ago, and I just finally closed this deal probably about 2 months ago, and he would never respond. I mean, email, text, videos, phone calls. I mean, nothing. And every now and then he would reply back with an email, and then I got his cell phone number. I started texting him and sending him videos, and finally he would start to respond with a little short text, like a 1-word or a 2-word text every now and then. And then so what I did is I said, hey, look, man, if I don't hear back from you in 10 minutes, I'm booking a plane ticket and I'm flying over there, and I'm going to get in front of you. I'm going to shut you down. I'm going to close you on this deal. I'm going to print out the agreement. I'm going to bring it to you, and you can just throw some ink on it and send and sign it right in front of me. And I said, if I don't hear back from you in 10 minutes, just expect to see me tomorrow morning. So probably 5 minutes later, man, he called me and he's like, hey, man, man, there's no need to come down here, blah, 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 man. You're going to be wasting your time, blah, blah, blah. Make a long story short, but I got him to engage with me, and I opened up the gate of communication again. And that's what's going to be key, is there's a gate that's either going to be open or shut with communication. And communication is key. I mean, you got to establish any kind of, affinity for anybody or any reality for anybody. To be able to establish that to begin with, you have to establish communication. So it got him to open up the gate again, and when he called me, we started talking about, hey, man, we know some of the same people. I was in the car business for 12 years, and he was in the car business in the area I was in for a while. We knew some of the same people, so we started establishing common ground. He started being able to tell that I was different from everybody else. And, make a long story short, man, it was a huge, huge deal. Paid me about $40,000 a month just on that one deal. And, that's how you do it.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Heath, I know you're a busy guy. I thank you so much for stopping by, taking the time with us, and giving the people on this webinar and the people that are going to see this webinar in the future some incredibly valuable information. I know that working with you and working at Cardone University, or working with Cardone University, has significantly increased my business. And I know that the greeting is just one aspect, and there's 500 to 1,000 other things that somebody could worry about when it comes to sales and closing. And so could you tell people that how they could get in touch with you if they wanted more information?
Absolutely, man. And hopefully for everybody listening and listening in the future, hopefully, got a couple, one or two that you could take from it, apply to your life today, tomorrow, the next.
I think we're losing you there, Heath. Guys, I think I apologize. I think Heath's communication kind of broke up again. If you can hear me clearly, I know he wants you to email him, and that's Heath, Heath. Write this down, Heath at grantcardone.com. That's Grant Cardone, Cardone Heath@grantcardone.com. If you email him, and for some reason, if you don't get that, if you'll connect with me, I'll make sure you get in touch with Heath to get more information about Cardone University. I think he said, and Heath, if you're there, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Heath wanted to give anybody that wanted free access to Cardone University, he'd give you some free access to it so you could actually see what it's all about, see what it's talking about. I know that Cardone University, I train with it every single week, and everybody that works for me trains on that platform. So if you're looking for something like that, don't hesitate to reach out to him, reach out to me. So if you're still sitting on this webinar, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you deserve something as far as bonus material. So I'm going to show you real quick, really quick, the ninja tricks that I've been talking about. Have you ever been to a website and you were going to buy a product and decided not to, and then all of a sudden, man, that product, it's right there on your Facebook news feed. How'd they do that? Well, I'm going to show you how they did that. I'm going to show you right now. Give me just 1 second here. I'm going to run over to my Facebook. One of the things that you've got to install, you want to go to your ads manager, and you want to install your what we call conversion tracking. See right here in your ads manager, you got conversion tracking. You want to click on that. And right here, it's going to bring you to a page. If you've never been here before, it's going to ask you a couple questions. You're going to have to click and agree. But all you want to do is you want to go right here to create pixel. Once you create that pixel, say I'm just going to title it landing page. And these are going to be leads. You can obviously, as you see here, you can make these whatever you'd like to make them. Key page views, we'll do that. And then you want to create that pixel. That's going to bring you right here. What you'll do is you'll copy this code and you'll take it over here into ClickFunnels. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open this in Editor just to show you really quick. I'm going to click right here on Settings, and then right here it says Tracking Codes. As you can see, I've already planted a code there. So I would just copy and paste that code in, hit Save, and then it's there. I want you to do really quick. You've got to know how to do this. If you're at your computer, go to conversion tracking right now and create this pixel. I'm going to give you just a few minutes. I'll be right back, about 30 seconds, and we'll wrap this thing up. All right, everybody. Hopefully you've got that done. Here, I want to show you this stuff in action. So whenever somebody comes and lands on this page right here, what's going to happen is they're going to be pixeled by Facebook. And so why is that a good thing for you? What this does is it shows you how many people have been on a certain screen within the last hour or 2 hours, and this tracks back a few days. So what can I do with this information? You know, we saw over in the ads manager here, we're able to see the reports, you know, how many people we were able to reach, how many people viewed it. But how can I get more specific? How can I make sure that I can directly market to the people that showed up on this page? And this is a retargeting through conversion tracking. So what you can do from here is right over here, actions. See right here, click on actions, create ad, share pixel, create lookalike audience, things like that. But create an advertisement. From there, I'm going to create an ad. And as you're going to see, it's for website conversions. So say I want to continue to send people back to that site. I'm going to click right there, and I can see this is the pixel, that SMBC closing app. That's the pixel that I want to send people to. So I'm going to go down here. It shows you that your audience is slightly broad. So what you want to do is you actually want to type in some of the keywords again. So people that would be interested in this would be people in the real estate industry, people that are interested in fitness, people that are interested in, I could type in something like entrepreneurs. And that's going to tone in and target that ad a little better, so that whenever I'm retargeting, I'm making sure that I'm targeting people that I actually want to target, or retarget rather. And I'll go down here. I don't have to spend a lot of money with this. Okay. If you want to go out and get people to your website, you can do that through Facebook's ad campaigns. And as you can see, the reach is outstanding. But the minimum you can spend on Facebook's $1 a day. I'm going to spend $1. So right here, look, 3,800 to 10,000 people. Well, in actuality, I only needed to hit these people. So any more is just, that's great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to implant some, some retargeting photos. And this is just for an example. I'm going to put 4 or 5 different photos right here, because I want people to see different things. And I'm going to scroll down a little bit. I got to choose the page that I want them to go through, and that would be this page right here. And then I'm going to add in a headline. Your headline's something catchy. I'm going to be simple here, SMBC program launch or something like that. Just very, very simple, and you're going to see that the headline will come up. Get in now before it's too late. Something scarcity. Remember, scarcity sells. We may not have another program like this for some time. Think of what your industry is looking for and strap your comments to that. You can choose a call to action button. Sign up. Of course, I want people to sign up for this program. Then when I go down to show advanced options, I can actually type something in right here, and that'll appear right here. So if I was to say, this program is responsible for a minimum, or this program So, this is, everybody throws out guarantees, but, that's some good copy that could be written that people are going to see right here. So when you're thinking about these things, think about what is preferred for your market. Of course, you always want to look at the right column. Make sure that you're not wasting money here. As you saw in our demographic reports, or our placement reports, not a lot of people are shopping on the right column. So I'm going to place my order. Facebook will approve that advertisement. And what's going to happen is you're going to see the retargeting that's going to show up in your Facebook newsfeed. Some of you may have seen this stuff from me in the past. If you did, awesome. You may continue to see it from me in the past. These videos that we ran right here, these were all done through conversion tracking for an event that we had. So we were retargeting people that have already seen it. I believe with this one, this video was just a single day. I think it was like 8 hours in the campaign left. We threw this video out with a sales video with call to action. This video was a couple days of retargeting. People continue to see this video popping up in their news feeds because of that conversion pixel. Let's see if I can HostGator right here. I was on this site yesterday looking up some information for a client. Real Estate Mogul. I've visited that webpage before. So these people are tagging me every time I go to a website, and that's happening. You need to make sure, if you have a website, that these conversion pixels are attached to whatever you're doing. One of the things that struck me the other day whenever I was at the one of the things that struck me when I was at Traffic and Conversion is they predicted a day when people weren't buying email addresses, they weren't buying phone numbers, they were buying pixels. And that's so true, because one of the things that happens whenever you pixelate somebody, you own that pixel. So then you are the one that gets to remarket to them any opportunity you get. They say on average it takes somebody 8 attempts, 8 touches, you retargeting and hitting their screen 8 different times before they'll actually pick up the phone and call you. And this is another very advanced form of communication. If you have client testimonials, this is an outstanding place for that, because you can retarget to somebody, and they may have been just right there whenever they came to your squeeze page. They were just about to enter their information and give you more information, but something happened and they decided not to. And so if you can retarget those people with a client testimonial, with people that you've helped or people that you've served, that's an outstanding retargeting technique. One of the more advanced forms of social media marketing is using your email, using your pixels are both outstanding ways to further sell people on why they should be doing business with you without actually having to do any face-to-face selling at all. So how can you strap this stuff to your business? And if you've been paying attention to this webinar, and you've been implementing these strategies as we've been on this webinar, I want you to let me know. If you've already gotten results, I want you to let me know. I got some gifts for as you can see right here, I got Mr. Powell's just posted on Facebook. You can follow Heath at Heath Powell on Twitter, or don't be afraid to reach out to Heath at grantcardone.com. He said he wanted to give you guys some free access, and if you've thought this was valuable, you're definitely going to see some value in Cardone University. Like I said, I use it every single week. Anybody that works for me is required to train. So you guys will absolutely love it. Okay, let's see. We've been on this webinar for quite a long time. If you're still here, I want to thank you for being here and indulging me as I gave you guys hopefully what you'll consider an extremely valuable webinar. If you thought this webinar was valuable, please don't hesitate to share that with me on social media. Reach out to me, text me, whatever you feel like doing. And I want to offer a special invitation. If you thought what you saw here today was valuable, I'm going to offer up a special thing for you guys. If you like this, you definitely would like what's to come in our social media bootcamp programs. And you can apply to be a part of those boot camps if you'd like. All you have to do is let me know that you're interested. Send me a private Facebook message, send me a text right now, and I'll send you an application to be in our next boot camp that launches in about a week. We don't take everybody. That's why we have you apply. Truthfully, sometimes we're not meant to work together, and sabotaging potential relationships not worth the business to us. We're here to provide intense value. As you hopefully saw from this webinar, there's a lot of people that aren't using these types of techniques to market their business, and that's bad, but it's good for you. Understanding how to use conversion pixels and conversion tracking is to help you convert leads and save more money, which is what everybody's after. People have asked how we were able to get the results that we got from a post I had the other day. We got a realtor friend of ours, 89 leads. That's information for information, 89 leads and 87 new likes to her business page. That was in about 10 days. We'd spent $113. And you know, how could that change things for you right now? If you'll use the techniques that I just laid out here, and reach out to me if you need links to any of those funnel sites. If you'll use the information that I just gave you, have no doubt 50 to 100 leads show up in your business in the next 10 days. It depends on what you do. It most certainly does. Some of the results we haven't tested, but I know a lot of people that I communicate with outside of my space, attorneys, investors, you name it, somebody selling products, this is exactly how they market their business. And it saves them a ridiculous amount of money. You know, I started this company right here with this cell phone. Same phone, I've had it ever since I started it. I need a new one. This is all I had. This is the only thing that I had to start this company. And, you know, I've grown it to well over a six-figure business in less than 6 months from this phone. Of course, if I could borrow a laptop from somebody to make my life easier, I did. And thankfully, you know, I've been blessed enough to have a laptop the last 2 or 3 months. But you know, you don't have to be perfect to start. You just have to start. It's called imperfect action. And I want you to write those 2 words down right now. Write down imperfect and write down the words action. And what you're going to see come of those whenever you combine those words, and of course, you got to use your imagination, is perfection. You do this, you will become an expert. You will become a master. And that's exactly what our social media bootcamp program is all about. It's a 6-week course. When you walk out of the other side, you're a master. You know exactly what you need to do, exactly how to do it. And I've had people that have walked out of the program and started teaching other people how to use how to utilize our teachings. This is powerful, powerful stuff. If you're in business for yourself and you don't have a lot of money to market yourself, you may be looking at your marketing wrong. You know, your marketing dollars, they're investments. They're not expenses. Understand that. But any dollar that you can donate, especially right now, between the months of March, April, you could spend the bulk of your advertising dollars coming into these months, especially as a real estate agent, and you will not need to spend very much the remainder of the year. Then again, you have to know your business, you have to know your market. An attorney may be better off spending more money around the holidays when people are drinking a little. Know business and know when your seasons are. You know, there's different phases to acquiring clients. You have acquisition phases, you have assignation phases, you have monetization phases, you have a number of different phases in your business. So knowing and understanding those is important. And not selling your business from your pocketbook is extremely important. That was a lesson I had to learn really hard, you know, years ago, that the less money I had, the harder it was. That's because I sold with that personality. I sold with that character. I figured if I had $1 in my pocket, man, I needed to sell that client because I had to put food on the table. That's wrong. It's not the way to look at things. There's phases to online marketing, and it's not for everybody if you're not willing to stick with it. If you're not willing to implement and utilize these strategies, they're not for you. If you're looking for money right now, go sit at a coffee shop, hand out business cards so somebody says, I'll hire you. The low-hanging fruit is sought after by everybody. Leads that lead generation companies provide you, they provide them to other agents too, other business owners too. That's low-hanging fruit that's being pounced on other people. So when you think about that, how can you, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, how can you become your own lead generation company. And stop relying on people to bring business to you. How can you jump out there and develop an online presence and grow a business? I have clients all over the country, and I'm getting ready to go internationally because of social media. I've grown my business through Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and word of mouth. That's all I've done. And I've spent $3,000 in the last 6 months to grow a six-figure plus business. Market right now, how can you do those things and grow your business? It's powerful. It's very, very powerful. And I'm not here to motivate you all. And the last 90 seconds are pretty motivational. But if you feel like you're missing strategies like this in your business, and you feel like this really, really could help you, this really could take you to the next level, notify me on Facebook. Go to likegrant.com, LIKE grant.com. If we're not friends, we'll be friends immediately once you go there, that you run the webinar and request an application. I'll send you over an application. I'll be reviewing applications. These are only going to be up for 24 hours. The deadline for these stops at 5 o'clock tomorrow. And then, it's off. You can't apply anymore. This is special for you guys sitting here with me for almost 2 hours now. If you're an action taker, if you feel like you can implement these things, if you feel like you still have a lot to learn, I feel like I still have a lot to teach you. I'd love to go in every single aspect, but there's about 60 different things that you need to implement to make sure that your advertising is huge successes. With what I've shown you, you're going to do great. I know that's a lot of information. You may have been charged lots of money for in the past, and I've charged people a lot of money for parts of this in the past. But there's a lot more to learn yet. And I myself, I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly studying through social media, Facebook. I continue to go to summits. I kind of live by that. Don't expect people to invest in you when you're not willing to make a deposit in yourself. I'm constantly striving to be better and to do better. And any clients that I have sitting on this webinar right now can attest to that. I'll give it my all day in and day out. So if you feel like this is something you need to get more on, you want to learn more on, let me know right now. Send me an email, grant@rmatchmakers.com. Text me 479-586-4193. Go to likegrant.com. Connect me on Facebook. Send me a message. However you need to get in touch with me. I'll send you the application link. Like I said, it's only going to be up until tomorrow at 5, and then it's coming down. So we won't be taking on any more students for our next program launch. So if you want in, you need to take some action, and we'll get you in. If you have any questions, we got a lot of questions answered. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here to help you. The quote that I live by, bar none, is that I'm not trying to be the most successful. I'm working to be the most valuable. And I want to know how I can be a valuable asset to you. So thank you. If you found this informative, tell the world about it. Share the message on Facebook. If you go through the application process, there'll be somewhere for you to do that. So I appreciate you all. I love you all. I thank you all. I will talk to you very, very soon. If I could be any assistance, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thanks.